I caught my brother-in-law teaching my kids how to hack their school's grading system, and he's calling me a snitch for reporting him. I've been married to my wonderful wife, Autumn, for over a decade, and we have 3 beautiful kids together. My brother-in-law, Lucas, has always been a bit of a troublemaker, but I've always tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's a computer science major and has always been fascinated with technology, often showing off his latest gadgets and programming projects to our family. However, things took a dark turn last weekend when I caught him teaching my kids how to hack into their school's grading system. I was in my home office, working on some projects, when I heard Lucas laughing and talking to my kids in the living room. At first, I thought they were just playing some video game or watching a movie, but then I overheard them talking about editing their grades and getting an A without doing any work. My heart sank as I realized what was going on. I walked into the living room, and that's when I saw Lucas showing my kids how to use some kind of hacking software to access the school's database. I was furious and felt betrayed that he would do something like this to my kids. I immediately shut down the laptop and told Lucas to leave my house. The kids were confused and scared, but I reassured them that everything would be okay. I then called the school and reported what had happened, and they were very grateful for my honesty. The school took immediate action and started an investigation into the matter. They also assured me that my kids would not be punished for Lucas's actions, as long as they cooperated fully with the investigation. The next day, Lucas called me and started yelling at me, saying that I was a snitch and that I had ruined his relationship with my kids. He claimed that he was just trying to teach them about computer science and that I was overreacting. I tried to explain to him why what he did was wrong, but he wouldn't listen. He just kept saying that I was jealous of his skills and that I was trying to sabotage him. I eventually had to hang up on him as the conversation was going nowhere. Update 1. It's been a week since the incident, and the school has finished their investigation. They found that Lucas had indeed been teaching my kids how to hack into the grading system, and they also found that he had been accessing the system himself, changing grades for several students, including my kids. The school has decided to expel my kids from school, pending a meeting with the school board to discuss their fate. I'm devastated and feel like my whole world has been turned upside down. I don't know what the future holds for my kids, but I know that I'll do everything in my power to support them and help them get through this difficult time. I've also had to deal with the fallout from my family, as Lucas's parents are now blaming me for ruining their son's life. They claim that I'm overreacting and that Lucas was just trying to help my kids. I've tried to explain to them why what Lucas did was wrong, but they won't listen. It's like they're in denial or something. Update 2. The meeting with the school board was last night, and it was a nightmare. The school board was very understanding, but they had to follow protocol and expel my kids from school. However, they did offer them a chance to attend an alternative school, which would allow them to continue their education while also receiving counseling and support to help them deal with the aftermath of what happened. I'm still trying to process everything and figure out what's best for my kids. Lucas, on the other hand, is still denying any wrongdoing and is now trying to sue me for defamation. He claims that I'm trying to ruin his reputation and that I'm just jealous of his skills. I've hired a lawyer and we're preparing for court, but it's all just so overwhelming. I feel like I'm in a never-ending nightmare and I just want to wake up and have everything go back to normal. Update 3. It's been a few months since the incident and my kids are slowly adjusting to their new school. They're receiving counseling and support, and they're starting to come to terms with what happened. Lucas, on the other hand, is still trying to appeal the school's decision to expel him from the premises. He's trying to claim that he was just trying to help my kids and that the school is being unfair. However, the school has stood firm and has refused to back down. I'm just glad that the whole ordeal is finally starting to come to an end. My family is still not speaking to me, but I'm okay with that. I know that I did what was best for my kids, and that's all that matters. I've also been thinking about my own relationship with technology and how it's affected my family. I've realized that I need to be more vigilant and make sure that my kids are using technology in a healthy and responsible way. It's a tough lesson to learn, but I'm grateful for the wake-up call. I just hope that others can learn from my experience and be more mindful of the potential dangers of technology. I found out my sister has been running an unauthorized daycare in my rental property, and now the parents are suing me for operating without a license. I've been renting out my old house to my sister for the past 3 years. We had an agreement that she would take care of the property and make timely payments. I thought everything was going smoothly until I received a call from a lawyer's office last week. They informed me that I was being sued by a group of parents who claimed that my sister was running an unauthorized daycare in the rental property. I was shocked and had no idea what was going on. I immediately called my sister and asked her about the situation. At first, she denied any wrongdoing, but after some prodding, she finally confessed to running the daycare. She told me that she had been doing it for over a year and had about 10 kids enrolled. I was furious and felt betrayed that she would put me in this situation without my knowledge or consent. I asked her why she didn't get a license or follow the proper procedures, and she said that she didn't think it was a big deal and that she was just trying to help out some friends. I explained to her that this was a serious offense and that we could both be held liable. I told her that I needed to get to the bottom of this and figure out what to do next. I started by doing some research on the laws and regulations regarding daycare operations in my state. I discovered that running an unauthorized daycare is a serious offense and can result in significant fines and even criminal charges. I also learned that, as the property owner, I could be held liable for any injuries or damages that occur on the property, even if I wasn't directly involved in the daycare operation. I was worried sick about the potential consequences and didn't know what to do. I decided to consult with a lawyer who specializes in property law. He told me that I needed to take immediate action to mitigate any potential damages. He advised me to send a formal notice to my sister, informing her that she needs to cease and desist all daycare operations on the property immediately. He also recommended that I conduct a thorough inspection of the property to ensure that it is safe and compliant with all relevant laws and regulations. I followed his advice and sent the notice to my sister. I also hired a safety inspector to evaluate the property and identify any potential hazards. The inspector found several issues, including inadequate fire safety measures, insufficient sanitation facilities, and a lack of proper ventilation. I was horrified by the findings and realized that my sister had been putting the children's lives at risk. I felt a mix of emotions: anger, worry, and disappointment. I didn't know how my sister could be so reckless and irresponsible. I decided to confront her about the situation and express my concerns. She broke down in tears and apologized for her actions. She said that she had been struggling financially and saw the daycare as a way to make some extra money. She promised to cooperate fully and do whatever it takes to resolve the situation. I appreciated her apology, but I was still fuming about the whole situation. I told her that I needed some time to think and figure out what to do next. Update 1. It's been a week since I found out about the unauthorized daycare, and things have been chaotic. The parents who are suing me have been relentless, and their lawyer has been sending me threatening letters and emails. I've been trying to cooperate with them, but it's clear that they're looking for a big payday. I've also been dealing with the fallout from my sister's actions. She's been cooperative, but I can tell that she's still in denial about the severity of the situation. I've been trying to get her to understand that this is a serious offense and that we could both face significant consequences. I've also been working with my lawyer to build a defense. We're arguing that I had no knowledge of the daycare operation and that my sister was acting as a tenant, not an agent of mine. It's a tricky argument, but I'm hoping that it will hold up in court. I've also been trying to get my sister to take responsibility for her actions. I've told her that she needs to apologize to the parents and offer to make things right. She's been resistant, but I think she's starting to come around. I'm still worried about the potential consequences, but I'm trying to stay focused on finding a solution. I just want to put this behind me and move on with my life. Update 2. The lawsuit is moving forward and things are getting uglier. The parents are demanding a significant amount of money, and their lawyer is using every trick in the book to try and get it. I've been trying to stay calm and focused, but it's hard not to get emotional when you're being sued for something that you didn't do. I've been working with my lawyer to gather evidence and build a strong defense. We've been interviewing witnesses, gathering documents, and reviewing the contract that my sister and I signed. It's a lot of work, but I'm determined to clear my name and protect my assets. I've also been trying to get my sister to take responsibility for her actions. I've told her that she needs to cooperate fully with the investigation and be honest about what happened. She's been resistant, but I think she's starting to come around. I'm still worried about the potential consequences, but I'm trying to stay positive. I know that I didn't do anything wrong, and I'm confident that the truth will come out in the end. Update 3. The case is finally going to trial, and I'm nervous but relieved. I've been preparing for this moment for months, and I'm ready to tell my side of the story. I've been working with my lawyer to rehearse my testimony, and I feel confident that I can effectively communicate my innocence. The parents are still being aggressive, but I'm trying not to let it get to me. I know that I'm in the right, and I'm determined to prove it. The trial is going to be a long and difficult process, but I'm ready for it. I just want to get this behind me and move on with my life. I'm also trying to repair my relationship with my sister. I'm still angry and hurt by her actions, but I'm trying to forgive her. I know that she made a mistake, and I'm willing to work with her to rebuild our relationship. It's not going to be easy, but I'm willing to try. I just want to put this all behind me and move on. I'm hoping that the trial will bring some closure and allow me to start fresh. I'm ready to move on and start a new chapter in my life. Update 4. The trial is over, and the verdict is in. The judge ruled in my favor, stating that I was not liable for my sister's actions. I'm relieved and grateful that the ordeal is finally over. I've been through a lot, but I'm just glad that I can put this behind me and move on. I've learned a lot from this experience, and I'm determined to be more careful and vigilant in the future. I'm also trying to rebuild my relationship with my sister. We've been talking and working through our issues, and I'm hopeful that we can move forward in a positive way. I'm just glad that this is all behind me and I can start fresh. I'm looking forward to a new chapter in my life, one that is free from drama and stress. I'm grateful for the support of my friends and family, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. My stepdaughter is demanding I sell my late wife's antique collection to fund her spiritual healing retreat in Bali. I'm at my wit's end, and I don't know how to handle this situation. My wife passed away 2 years ago, and it's been a struggle to come to terms with the loss. We were married for over 30 years, and she was my best friend, my partner, and my soulmate. We had a beautiful life together, and one of the things that brought us so much joy was collecting antiques. We would spend our weekends scouring antique shops, estate sales, and auctions, always on the lookout for that next great find. Over the years, we amassed a stunning collection of antique furniture, ceramics, and artwork. Each piece held a special memory, a story that we could recall with fondness. After my wife's passing, I couldn't bear to part with any of it. It was all I had left of her, of us. I kept everything exactly as it was, frozen in time, as if she might walk back into our home at any moment. My stepdaughter, Shelby, is my wife's daughter from a previous marriage. She's a free spirit, always chasing her dreams and exploring new interests. I've always tried to be supportive, to be a good father figure to her, even though I knew I could never replace her biological father. However, over the past year, I've noticed a change in Shelby. She's become increasingly fascinated with spirituality and alternative healing practices. She's always talking about auras, chakras, and energy vortexes, and how she's trying to find her true purpose in life. I've tried to be understanding, to listen and offer guidance when I can, but it's hard for me to relate to her New Age philosophies. A few days ago, Shelby came to me with a demand. She wants me to sell my late wife's antique collection to fund her spiritual healing retreat in Bali. She claims that she needs to attend this retreat to find herself, to heal from past traumas, and to discover her true calling. She's been going on and on about how this retreat will change her life, how it will help her to become a better person, and how it will bring her closer to her spiritual self. I was taken aback by her request. I explained to her that the antique collection was not just a bunch of old objects, but a testament to my wife's love, our life together, and the memories we shared. I told her that I couldn't just sell it, that it was priceless to me. But Shelby wouldn't take no for an answer. She kept pushing, kept insisting that I was being selfish, that I was holding her back from achieving her true potential. She even went so far as to say that my wife would want her to be happy, that she would want me to support Shelby's spiritual journey. I was hurt by her words, by her lack of understanding. I feel like she's trying to erase my wife's memory, to replace it with her own selfish desires. I don't know how to handle this situation. I feel like I'm being pulled in two different directions. Part of me wants to support Shelby, to help her find her way in life, but another part of me is determined to protect my wife's memory, to keep our history intact. Update 1. I've been trying to avoid talking to Shelby about the antique collection, hoping that she would forget about it or lose interest, but she won't let up. She's been sending me articles and videos about the retreat, about how it will change her life, and about how it's the key to her spiritual growth. She's even gone so far as to set up a meeting with a real estate agent to discuss the possibility of selling our home to fund her trip. I'm at my wit's end. I don't know how to make her understand that this is not just about the money, but about the memories, the history, and the love that we shared. I've tried to explain it to her, to make her see that this is not just a collection of objects, but a part of our family's heritage. But she just won't listen. She's too caught up in her own world, her own desires, to care about anyone else's feelings. I've decided to take a stand, to set some boundaries. I've told her that I will not sell the antique collection, that it's not up for discussion. I've also made it clear that I will not support her financially, that she needs to find another way to fund her retreat. I know this will cause tension, but I feel like I have no choice. I need to protect my wife's memory to keep our history intact. Update 2. The tension between Shelby and me has been palpable. We've barely spoken in the past week, and when we do, it's strained. I can feel the anger and frustration emanating from her, and I know that she's not going to give up easily. She's been trying to guilt-trip me, to make me feel responsible for her spiritual growth. She's even gone so far as to say that I'm holding her back, that I'm preventing her from achieving her true potential. It's hard to hear, but I'm trying to stay strong. I know that I'm doing what's right, that I'm protecting my wife's memory and our family's heritage. I've also been doing some research on the retreat, trying to understand what it's all about. From what I can gather, it's a New Age spiritual retreat that promises to help people find their true selves, to heal from past traumas, and to discover their life's purpose. It sounds like a bunch of nonsense to me, but I'm trying to keep an open mind. I've even considered attending a workshop or a seminar just to see what it's all about. Maybe if I can understand what Shelby's going through, I can find a way to connect with her, to support her in a way that feels authentic to me. Update 3. I've been feeling overwhelmed, like I'm losing control of the situation. Shelby's been pushing harder and harder, trying to get me to cave in. She's even gone so far as to say that she's going to move out, that she can't live with me anymore because I'm holding her back. I'm trying to stay calm, to think clearly, but it's hard. I feel like I'm being pulled in two different directions, like I'm being torn apart. I've decided to seek some counseling, to talk to a professional about what I'm going through. I need some guidance, some support, to navigate this difficult situation. I know that I'm not alone, that there are others out there who have gone through similar experiences. I'm hoping that by talking to a counselor, I can find a way to heal, to move forward, and to find some peace. I'm also hoping that Shelby will see that I'm trying, that I'm making an effort to understand her, to support her. Maybe if she can see that I'm coming from a place of love, she'll be more willing to listen, to compromise. I don't know what the future holds, but I'm trying to stay positive, to focus on the good things in my life. I know that I'll get through this, that I'll find a way to heal and to move forward. I just hope that Shelby will be there with me, that we can find a way to reconnect, to rebuild our relationship.
My parents disowned me for becoming a teacher instead of a lawyer. Now they want me to tutor my younger siblings for free. I come from a high-achieving family where my parents have always pushed me and my siblings to excel in our studies. From a young age, they instilled in us the importance of getting good grades and pursuing a prestigious career. For me, that meant becoming a lawyer. My parents would often talk about how much respect and money lawyers made, and they would beam with pride whenever they imagined me in a courtroom, arguing cases and winning trials. However, as I got older, I began to develop my own interests and passions. I discovered that I loved working with children and helping them learn new things. I started volunteering at a local youth center, where I would tutor kids in math and reading, and I found it incredibly rewarding. As I entered college, I decided to pursue a degree in education, hoping to become a teacher one day. My parents were devastated when I told them about my decision. They had always envisioned me as a lawyer, and they saw teaching as a waste of my potential. They told me that I was throwing away my future and that I would never make enough money as a teacher. We had huge arguments about it, and eventually, they disowned me. They stopped paying for my tuition, and I had to take out loans to finish my degree. It was a tough time, but I was determined to follow my heart and become a teacher. Fast forward a few years, and I'm now working as a high school teacher. I love my job, and I find it incredibly fulfilling. However, my parents have recently reached out to me, asking for a favor. They want me to tutor my younger siblings for free. Apparently, they're struggling in school, and my parents think that I'm the only one who can help them. The irony is not lost on me. They disowned me for becoming a teacher, and now they want me to use my teaching skills to help their other children. I'm torn about what to do. On the one hand, I love my siblings and want to help them succeed. On the other hand, I feel like my parents are taking advantage of me and not respecting my boundaries. Update 1. I've decided to talk to my parents about their request, and I'm still trying to figure out what to do. I met with them at a coffee shop, and they seemed genuinely concerned about my siblings' academic performance. They told me that they've been struggling to find a good tutor, and they think that I would be the best person to help them. However, when I brought up the fact that they disowned me for becoming a teacher, they just brushed it off. They said that they were concerned about my future, and that they didn't realize how much I loved teaching. They also mentioned that they're willing to make amends and put the past behind us if I agree to tutor my siblings. I'm not sure what to make of their offer. On the one hand, I want to help my siblings and repair my relationship with my parents. On the other hand, I don't want to be taken advantage of or disrespected. I've decided to think about it some more and talk to some friends and family members before making a decision. Update 2. I've been thinking a lot about my parents' request, and I've decided to set some boundaries. I told them that I'm willing to tutor my siblings, but I need to be paid for my time. I explained that I have student loans to pay off and bills to cover, and that I couldn't just do it for free. They were taken aback by my request, and they told me that they thought I would do it out of the goodness of my heart. I explained to them that I love my siblings, but I also need to take care of myself. I offered to tutor them at a discounted rate, but they would still need to pay me something. They agreed to think about it, and we're supposed to talk again next week. I'm hoping that they'll understand my perspective and respect my boundaries. Update 3. I had a follow-up conversation with my parents, and they've agreed to pay me for my tutoring services. They're not happy about it, but they realize that they need my help. We've worked out a payment plan, and I'll be tutoring my siblings twice a week. I'm glad that we could come to an agreement, and I'm looking forward to helping my siblings succeed. However, I'm still a bit wary of my parents' motives. I don't want them to think that they can just use me for their convenience and then discard me when they're done. I'm hoping that this is the start of a more positive and respectful relationship with them. Update 4. I've been tutoring my siblings for a few weeks now, and it's been a great experience. They're both really smart and eager to learn, and I'm enjoying watching them grow and develop. My parents seem to be genuinely grateful for my help, and they've even apologized for the way they treated me in the past. They've acknowledged that they were wrong to disown me, and they're trying to make amends. I'm still cautious, but I'm hopeful that we can rebuild our relationship and move forward in a positive way. Update 5. It's been a few months since I started tutoring my siblings, and I'm happy to report that they're both doing much better in school. They've gained confidence and are starting to enjoy learning, and I'm proud of the progress they've made. My parents and I have also been working on rebuilding our relationship, and it's been a slow but positive process. We've been having regular family dinners and talking more openly about our feelings and concerns. I'm grateful for the opportunity to reconnect with them and to help my siblings succeed. I've learned that forgiveness and understanding can be powerful tools for healing and growth, and I'm hopeful that our family can continue to move forward in a positive way.